The United States and Japan expressed their support to the Philippines as well as alarm over Chinese forces' aggression of the second Thomas Shoal. Chinese Coast Guard ships hit a Philippine supply boat with water cannons on March 23rd in the latest confrontation near a disputed shoal in the South China Sea, causing injuries to its Navy crew members and heavy damage to the wooden vessel. The United States and Japan immediately expressed their support to the Philippines as well as alarm over Chinese forces' aggression of the second Thomas Shoal, which has been the scene of repeated confrontations between the Chinese and Philippine vessels over the past year. The far-flung shoal has been occupied by a small contingent of Philippine Navy and Marines on a maroon warship since 1999, but has been surrounded by Chinese Coast Guard and suspected militia vessels in an increasingly tense territorial standoff. It is the second time the Philippine boat Uniza May 4 has been damaged by the Chinese Coast Guard's water cannon assault in March alone. The repeated high seas confrontations have sparked fears they could degenerate into a larger conflict that could bring China and the United States into a collision. Washington lays no claim to the busy seaway, a key global trade route, but has deployed Navy ships and fighter jets in what it calls freedom of navigation operations, which China has criticized. The US has also warned repeatedly that it's obligated to defend the Philippines, its oldest treaty ally in Asia, if Filipino forces, ships and aircraft come under an armed attack, including in the South China Sea. Escorted by two Philippine Coast Guard ships, the Uniza May 4 was en route to deliver supplies and a fresh batch of Filipino sailors to the territorial outpost in the shoal at dawn on March 23rd, when they were blocked and surrounded by Chinese Coast Guard ships and suspected militia vessels. The two Philippine Coast Guard patrol ships maneuvered through the Chinese blockade to treat the injured Filipino crew members and tow the disabled supply boat away. Another motorboat managed to transport the new batch of Filipino sailors and supplies to the Philippine outpost in the shallows of shoal, despite the Chinese Coast Guard's attempt to block them by placing a floating barrier in the waters. Video released by the Philippine military shows two Chinese Coast Guard ships hitting the smaller wooden-hulled boat Uniza May 4 with high-pressure water cannon sprays at close range, causing the boat to shift in the high seas. Chinese Coast Guard previously blasted the Uniza May 4 with high-pressure water cannons in a confrontation near the second Thomas Shoal on March 5th, shattering its windshield and slightly injuring a Filipino admiral and four of his men with glass shards and splinters of debris. The Department of Foreign Affairs in Manila summoned China's deputy ambassador after the March 5th confrontation to convey a protest against the Chinese Coast Guard's actions, which it said were unacceptable. Jai Hind.